speed. It's a constantly moving, constantly changing, unobtainable force of nature. One decade, the fastest thing across the planet is a coal-belching steamship. Then it's a piston-prop airplane. And before you know it, the Earth's handiest group of primates have harnessed the power of hydrogen to accelerate into the realm once thought impossible. But what does this have to do with the Adder? Nothing. You see, the Adder was the one, the car that everybody swooned for, the ultimate status car. It costed $1 zillion, it could go faster than anything known to man, and its picture was in every one of those world record books you couldn't afford at the school book fair. It had to be the most asbestos one. Right? The Adder is far from the most expensive car money can buy. The Adder has never even known the title of fastest Truffade? Whatever, this isn't a pancake. Why then is this car's name revered amongst the rose-tinted nostalgia goggles of auto enthusiasts and simpletons alike? The early 2000s were a different time. Terrorism throttled tourism, you could buy luxury ringtones for $100 a piece, and the price of the average American home was about to plummet. Thanks, of course, to the exchange district hedges buying up outlandish bank loans like candy. Beyond your Turismos and Furnaces and Super GTs, there wasn't much disruption of the supercar world since the 90s. The open-wheel motorsport team Progen rewrote the book on supercars when it created the literal definition of ultimate road car with its GP1, a road-legal weapon cast in the computer and forged in the methods of motorsport. The Penetrator may have been the faster one on paper, but the legacies were never even close. In the brave new century of flip phones, music pirating, and reality television, Truffade came out of nowhere. Instead of vanishing like an elderly hitchhiker, the French brand resurfaced with something truly impressive. It was more profound than simply, large engine make cargo vroom. The Adder was a marvel of modern engineering, even though it's since been surpassed. Legend has it, the Adder creates enough heat energy to run a house for a year, hence why it has 10 separate radiators. A new set of wheels for an Adder costs about the same as a brand new Dinka, and the car consumes enough air in a minute for one person to consume in 3 full days. Why? Because W16, that's why. Truffade felt that the V12 was a little too anemic for the goals it wanted to accomplish. To visualize, that's like fusing 2 V8s together in an unholy marriage of 64 valves and 4 turbochargers. Except the 16 is its own beast, from the ground up. And this is how it sounds. Just a shame that nowadays all you need to outpace an Adder is a Coquette or a Pegassi SUV. Though you might be able to take a Mattis, depending on how many detours the pilot has to make. Perhaps most impressively, Truffade made no attempt to sacrifice comfort with the Adder. A glance into its interior tells you that your millions allow you to have your cake and eat it too. Automatic windows, air conditioning, and a large radio aren't sacrificed in the name of weight reduction. The Adder needs to be heavy. The frame is designed in such a way that the engine doesn't rip the car apart, or at least that's what Truffade techs tell us. It's not like we can pop the hood open and have a look for ourselves. The engine is a closely guarded French recipe. And while the child within all of us may have been disappointed to learn that the title of fastest supercar was not long for the Adder, it is still an impressive machine on the road. The acceleration feels less like the car is accelerating forward, as much as its sheer torque is pulling the world towards you. Thanks to its overall size and weight, the Adder feels stable at high speeds, though any quick overcorrection to your straight-line trajectory will ensure that you never drive again, whether that's physically or fiscally. But it definitely doesn't go 250 miles per hour as per Truffade's claims. It seems like we're missing some sort of key or something that unlocks the other half of the speedometer. At any rate, the Adder's all-wheel drive system also digs its tires into every turn it takes, even if this chubby French supercar lacks the agility to hold the racing line at speed. Ultimately, the Adder is a quad-turbo 8-liter litmus test to see what matters to you in a car. Besides the environmentalists, there are plenty who view the Adder as an act in pure excess. Do you need a powertrain capable of burning more fuel per minute than an oil refinery? Is it worth it to own a car that can only be used to its potential if you rent out an airstrip? Does it matter to you that your car was purely designed to settle a score in the tracks from 30 years ago? Well, whether you answered yes or no, the BF suits don't really care. You see, they've already given the go-ahead for the mad scientists at Truffade to create some more monsters.